I don't know what that is, but it's sticky. And I don't know if the car wash can get that off. Good morning, folks. It is Thursday, September 21st. A couple of minutes before 7, I gotta run out and move the car. I have 2 private jobs today. I was thinking of working in between, but time is of an essence, and I've decided that I'm going to put some projects that I've been meaning to put into motion now, in between of working these 2 private jobs. So let's go and wash the car. I'll come back here and pick up my things, and we'll start the day. I don't know what that is, but it's sticky. And I don't know if the car wash can get that off. That is. But anyways, let's go back in. We're in the car. So I'm going to go get the car washed because it needs to be washed. It still smells like a little bit like French fries in here. So I need to fix that. I'm going to go to I have several car washes at my disposal. It's 7:03. My passenger is not going to be here till like 11, but that could change because flights could come in early. So since that is that, I'm going to go get the car washed. And that, last night I was driving and I kept hearing this tick, 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 tick. I would slow down and I would hear that tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on with the car? But no lights have turned on. Everything looks okay. The tire pressure is excellent. I have oil. And then what I showed you out there, I don't know what I drove through. It seemed like some kind of sticky substance that got stuck to my tire. And it looks kind of nasty. I wonder if it could come out in the car wash. We'll see. But anyways, let's get moving and to the car wash because it's already 7:04 and I gotta release this parking spot because the people who work for the courts are on their way. But before, let's put in the license. Let's go to the car wash. Hey guys, it's me again. My camera battery is dying. My car's clean. Thank God. I felt bad because I didn't have like dollar bills to tip. I had like $2 in change in quarters. So I put it in, and since it's like the start of the day, so the tip box is empty. It's a metal tip box, and I'm like, I don't know what they thought of me, but I tipped them $2 in quarters. I would have tipped them more if I had more quarters, but they cleaned my car. The tire sticky thing that's on my tire, you can't do nothing about that. I guess it'll just serve as an extra layer. And bought this to deodorize the car. As you just saw, I just set up the car for the first job. I took it to get it washed. Always when you wash the car, there's always parts that they miss when they wipe down, when they dry it off. I dried off the excess water. And the great thing to use are these microfiber towels. Microfiber, okay? They are amazing. They pick up and they dry off. And you can get a bunch of these at Target or any hardware store. Microfiber, okay? Microfiber towels. So I use it to dust off the car. I use it to wipe down the car. They're cool. I also put water Use small water bottles, not the big ones, because people, well, it has been my experience when I put the big water bottles that people don't drink it. They drink like a little bit of it and then they leave the rest of the bottle. What the hey? Take the bottle with you and drink it later on. I mean, some people are good. They take their water with them. Others just leave it and they leave it there like 3/4 full. You know what I do? I water the trees, or I bring it home to water the plants, or I use it to wash the car for something so as not to waste water, but it kind of builds up, so it's better to have like the teeny ones. You can get these. I got these at Target. I think it was like $4 for about 24 of them or something like that. They're pretty good. And you put them into the little holders. So I have like 3 holders here in the back. Let me just show you. I'll show you something funny. Every time I close my little cubby hole, my jacket gets caught. Here's, I have a little storage unit here. So I put 3 bottle bottles here. I have 1 passenger today. The first one from LaGuardia. Here's the back of my car. And I put in, let's see, 1 of these. 2 of these in the back. I don't put it up here in the front because I think you cannot hang anything from your rear view mirror. You can get a ticket. So you have to be careful about that. But that's okay. I put it in the back and it's enough to permeate the car and deodorize it. It smells much better. I think that's what I needed to do. I needed to replace the deodorizers. And so, yeah. I put another water bottle here. And my car needs like a thorough cleaning. I do understand, like, you know, where they can go into the nooks and crannies and just take out all the dust and, you know, like really, I need one of those. But there's a car wash that on 21st Street approaching the Queensboro Bridge that does it. But there's also one closer to that, no, close by that also that does the hand wash. And I've been told that it's better that I hand wash, get the car hand washed so it doesn't scratch. And I'm starting to believe that. Not that I didn't believe it, but I don't know. I just I go with what's easiest for me, driving a huge car. And at the end of the night, you're just tired and exhausted. But I'm starting to see little scratches here and there, and it could be the result of just going to a regular car wash, and it's better to do just a hand wash. And what you just saw me do, there was like some kind of form of paint that appeared or probably dropped on my car, and I was, you know, using some elbow grease to get it out. They really did a nice wipe down interior here. They did. I'm impressed here. So they did wipe down well, you know, because this part was dusty. They did wipe it down. They wiped down the dash really well. You see this little indentation here? When I first started, you know, I recently bought the car and I was driving. I used to use an iPad with Via, and it had like I had like a holder here, and it would lean against here, and the iPad would hang here, and as a result, it made like this little permanent dent. That's kind of like driving me nuts. But what can you do? We'll chalk it up to like a battle scar of working. I took out that you saw me do in the time lapse was I had a I usually have like a plastic liner here covering, because when you work Via, it's pretty much like a bus, so it's in and out, traffic in and out. But since I'm doing 2 private jobs today, you take that out. Thing I bought, I want to get something better. I know that a friend of mine told me, I think it's WearGuard or something like that. He says it's a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. I have to invest in one of those. But what I have currently, I'm not too thrilled with because... So I'm driving. I'm on the highway. I'm going about 53 miles per hour. And I'm passing the entrance to the Long Island Expressway. And all of a sudden I see this car come like right in front of me, like to come and cut me off. And of course I had to like kind of like really slam on my brakes. And thankfully it's not like rush hour. I don't know what people are thinking. No, you need to get in to the LIE. I know. But to do it in that manner, that's just dangerous. It's plain dangerous and stupid. What is to say that, you know, if you really need to get in, you can actually slow down a bit and wait till I pass you, and then you can merge in, right? I think that would be a little bit safer. I don't think people realize the cars they drive and the amount, how much the cars weigh. The car I drive is a Chevy Suburban. It's considered a large SUV. It seats about 6 passengers, myself the driver 7, right? It weighs 6,000 pounds. That's 3 tons. So for me to slow down, I need to gauge how much time I need to slow down, because it takes time for this car to slow down. You know, you slam on the brakes, the car will respond, but it'll take some time before it slows down to a stop. And I don't know if people realize that. I know that people are in a rush, and they're, you know, it was another taxi driver, he did apologize, but, you know, it was like, come on, you know, don't give me a heart attack, please. You know, I leaned on my horns and was like, you know, and I realized that I should be filming all of this, because these are some of the things that you go through as a driver. The more that you're on the road, the more it is likely that you can get into an accident, you know, God forbid, but I'll create a video on that later on what to do in the event you have an accident. Now, you have to be very careful out there. You have to drive carefully. You have to be cognizant of where you are, your surroundings. I don't know, maybe I don't know, that's my nature, to be a perfectionist and to drive really carefully. But yeah, that guy gave me pretty much a scare. But he was like, I'm sorry. But, you know, come on. But yeah, I just wanted to let you give that to you. I am here. I'm going to turn off the car. I am parked, and it's 10:20. The flight is supposed to land at 10:30. The presenter already called me to confirm that I'm here. I'm in this, they call it the FHV lot in LaGuardia for Terminal C and D. If you come into this lot to do Lyft, the wait here is much longer than if you go to Lot B. Lot B is much quicker because the pickup area is outside of Terminal B because of all the renovations they're doing here at LaGuardia. My hope is that as I'm waiting, the car in front of me leaves so I can move forward instead of having to back out, because it's a little bit more challenging. But there seems to be a lot of space here. Oh, this car's leaving. Awesome sauce. But I want the car in front of me to leave. Oh, I think he's going to move into the space over there. Let me see if I can show you that. I'll show you a little what he's doing. Right? So he's moving in there. So it's easier to exit. But here there's a whole swath of parking lots, and he's leaving actually. Or not. But I'm hoping that this car in front of me will leave soon. And then I can move forward, and it'll be easier for me to get out when it's time for me to go do a pickup. Hey guys, I just dropped off the client at the hotel, and I'm still figuring out the recording situation, because I don't want to pull out a camera or have a camera out while there's clients in my car. The particular hotel I dropped off the client, I believe there are, you know, UN dignitaries and global leaders staying at this hotel, because there were a lot of, there was a police car, there were 2 police cars parked right in front, and there were a lot of SUVs like mine lined up, double parked, that I had to weed my way through before. But what I'm going to show you right now, we're going to drive across 5th Avenue, and we're going to drive up Madison. So right now we're at a red light. When it turns green, it doesn't stop people from crossing against the light, unfortunately, but you just have to work with it. It is still UN week. The light's about to change green, as you can see. People just cross, you know. There is a traffic cop, which is, well, a police officer, which is good. And then we have bicyclists. And to your left is a bicycle lane, which he went into, thankfully. And now we're going to drive up Madison Avenue. We might not see as much of the traffic as we saw, as I was experiencing as I was coming into the city. But there are traffic cops. These are police officers dressed in bright yellow vests, helping to direct traffic, because traffic is unusually heavy. Traffic is usually heavy in New York City, but it's unusually heavy now because it is the UN General Assembly week. And as I was telling my passenger, the client, I said, you know, we were like 11 minutes away, and I said, we're 11 minutes away, and she laughed. I said, I know it doesn't seem like it, but we're 11 minutes away. She said, if I didn't have a lot of luggage, I would have walked. I understand, you know, because people just want to get to where they need to go now. Here goes. We are going to drive up Madison Avenue. We're on 44th. It looks like traffic here is a little bit cleaner. It's heavier on 3rd Avenue. Heavier, of course, around the UN, but Trump, I'm sure, Trump has left the city, so you can breathe just a little bit easier, but still the sessions are in session. So this might be a silky montage up Madison Avenue. To my left, no, to your right, I'm sorry, to your right and to my right are bus lanes. You don't want to be in those lanes. Although, unless you need to make a right turn, then you can go into the lanes. But if you don't need to make a right turn, then you have to stay out of those lanes. And sometimes buses will, well, they're going around cars. Sometimes they'll go into your lane and you can't say anything about it. So you can see here to your left, looks like people are protesting. Here we're like in the vicinity of the UN, which is all the way towards east. You could see a lot of barricades here. I think they've worked to keep this avenue a bit clear, but you can see this is the result of the UN General Assembly. And you can see sides of Madison Avenue are barricaded with metal barricades. This street in particular is closed. This is 50th Street. Oh, look at all these dump trucks. These garbage trucks and dump trucks serve as barricades to protect. I believe this is what is this? I don't know what this building is. Maybe in the New Yorker. This is what? Oh, it's a hotel. And there must be dignitaries staying at this hotel. You can see there's more police. There's more police presence around here. It's because there are hotels around here and global leaders are staying here. And look, I wanted to show you this here. You see the police officer here with the cord. So they close off the cord so that people don't pass, because New Yorkers are New Yorkers. They do what they want. And then when the light changes, then they'll, it's kind of like letting people into a club or something, and then they can cross the street. Because people jaywalking here, there is a law against jaywalking, but it's not strictly enforced, so New Yorkers will jaywalk to the wazoo. It's like jaywalking gone bad. I'll create a video about that. And then you see some more people protesting. Over here there's some protests. I think this is, I don't know if you can see to your left. They are protesting. What are they protesting? You see the flag, the yellow, red, and green flag. I would take the phone out to show you, but I around this area you just got to keep driving. You can't really slow down. You just don't want to. Then here are buses. What buses do, because they're so much larger than you, they'll throw you out of your lane. So if they want to get into the lane, you've got to let them in gracefully. Let them in. See what it's like over there. The barricades, like so. Cops directing traffic. Okay, I'm not gonna. So, and we have to wait. Now we're going to move. Madison Avenue for you. Around here, 56th Street and 55th Street, we're right behind Trump Tower. To your left, where these white cars are lined up, is Trump Tower. Trump has another tower on Central Park, on Columbus Circle. Okay, moving a little bit more faster now. Here's 58th Street. Should I take this or should I take 59th? I think I'm going to take 59th Street. On a side note, Madison Avenue is nice window shopping. Like, that's a nice walk. If you want to do a walk, you need to exercise, get ideas, be inspired. You can walk down Madison Avenue, get a lot of inspiration if you're into fashion or stuff, or you're into design, interior design. I think there's a, no, I don't think, I know. there is a YouTuber I follow. Her name is Amy Sung. She is an interior designer, but she also loves fashion. And she says, when she has her fashion blog, and she has blogs, and I like her. She's very down to earth. She says she gets a lot of inspiration when she goes to the fashion shows. She gets a lot of inspiration for her work as an interior designer, and she's got an amazing wardrobe, and she's fun to watch. I love watching her. I'll link her channel below in the description box. So right now, we are going to drive to the 59th Street Bridge. This type of driving here, you can see to my right, here's I guess this is an Uber car, who's like rushing ahead and wanting to get ahead of this white van mini thing. That's New York City for you. You have to drive defensively, and you also have to drive aggressively.